The next session is titled Exploring Full Stack Dart for Firebase Server-Side Development, and it will be presented by Kosuke Saigusa. Please give a big round of applause and welcome Kosuke.
Good morning, everyone. Yesterday I was a facilitator, but today I will be a speaker. And now I'll be presenting on exploring full stack Dart for Firebase server-side development. So, hello FlutterNinjas. I'm really happy to see you from all over the world. Let me introduce briefly about myself. I'm Kosuke, application engineer located in Japan, Tokyo. Then the reason why I'm here is a big fan of Flutter and Dart. And I have been trying to contribute to OSS and community, like publishing packages or hold or speak at tech conferences, mainly in Japan. Actually, this is the first time speak at tech conference internationally. So let's move on to today's topic. So we are all Flutter engineers, no Flutter ninjas, love Flutter, and of course Dart. And as you know well, Flutter framework enables us to build cross-platform apps swiftly only with Dart. This is simple, but the strongest reason why we love Flutter and Dart. And we saw the fourth logo in yesterday's Sasha's session, actually, but this is new Firebase logo. Then we have Flutter Fire community as well. So with Firebase, we can also easily build authentication, database, or push notification features without developing any server-side codes. But sometimes we need to write server-side processing by myself. When it comes to the server-side processing for Firebase, we need to write cloud functions. Then the Dart is out of the picture. We need to write maybe Node.js or Python. So in this session, I'd like to explain possibility to write server-side code for Firebase in Dart. So this session purpose is exploring possibility of full stack Dart with utilizing GCP services. So today's goal, exploring full stack Dart for Firebase server-side development. So we will learn how to develop server-side processing for Firebase in Dart, and how to integrate various GCP services, and how to implement solutions with packages like Functions Framework and Dart Firebase Admin. So let me show you the first demo with a very simple app. So you see the dashboard there, no dashboard, FlutterNinja there. And here's a simple join FlutterNinjas button. Let me cancel the participation first. Okay, cool. Then here's a Firestore console. This is participants collection. Then there's a document. When I tap this blue button, join FlutterNinjas, the new document is created. And something is happened. In short, like this. The server-side processing is run, triggered by this document creation. And actually, let me try again. And wait. See the mobile app? You can get a notification from the server. It's written in Dart. So everything is written now. Of course, mobile app is written in Flutter, so written in Dart. And the server side, always in Dart, also in Dart. So this is a quick sample. So let me get back to the presentation slide. And let's check. So this is the overview of today's architecture. So this is a sample app we see. And let me explain little by little. But this client app is connected to Cloud Firestore and can request HTTP by the HTTP to HTTP function deployed on Cloud Run. And event triggered in Cloud Firestore is transferred through event arc as cloud events to another function, Firestore trigger function. This is also deployed on Cloud Run. And these two functions, HTTP function and Firestore trigger function, is using two important packages. One is functions framework, and one is Firebase admin. So this is overview of architecture. So let's check each component step by step today. So first, you would like to learn about Cloud Run. So Cloud Run is this. So this is just a citation from GCP offshore documentation, but the important point are written in bold. So in Cloud Run, you can write any programming languages if it is run in container environment. This is very important. That's why we can run Dart in container environment and deploy it on Cloud Run. So apart from Cloud Run, for now, let's see the very easy CLI Dart script. This is just print hello FlutterNinjas here. And you can compile the Dart script to an executable by running Dart compile exe command. So you can get an executable file. Then you can run the executable file by running this easy command. So you can get hello FlutterNinjas results. So we saw about Cloud Run, so let's move on to the functions framework package. Functions framework package is developed by Google Cloud Platform Organization. Then it provides a framework to write Dart functions and deploy it on Cloud Run or GAE, etc. So we use this. So if we use Dart functions framework package, you can write source code like this. Write function with @cloud function annotation in the functions.dart file. So you see, import functions framework package, also shelf, is known for a web framework for Dart, and you use cloud function annotation. Then you can define function, response, hello, and just returns response.ok, hello FlutterNinjas. This is really easy. Then you need to generate code with build runner. So the generated code is like this. This provides a main entry point and the target function. If the target function hello, the process is going to hello functions we defined in the previous slide like this. Then you can run Dart run command and start listening the server on port 8080. Then of course you can request to the local server like this. So this is very, not yet. And also you can also try to run it in container. This is a Docker file. Maybe you are a client mobile app engineer. Maybe some of you are not really familiar with Docker file, but let me explain a little by little. So define build step with Dart environment and define work directory and copy source codes, install dependencies and build generate codes and run compile exe command to get an executable. Then from scratch step, you can just copy source codes and place it to the right place and export 8080 port to HTTP server, and you need to define entry point. Entry point, this is a place of Dart executable file is, and you need to function target. This time, function name, just function name, hello, and the signature type is also just HTTP because it's HTTP function. So to run a container, to build a container and run it, you need to learn Docker command, but this is easy, like with just like Docker build command and Docker run command. And also, you can also request the server in the Docker, then you can get the results. So let me check the demo without Docker this time, but run it locally. So we'll see. Maybe VS Code. And I already configured the launch script in launch JSON of VS Code. It's very simple. You need to specify entry point and function name. And as I said, you need to specify signature type. Then run it from here. So debug hello server. When I press it, the command is run, and you will see the server is starting listening. So we can request to localhost 8080 server. Let me do that. It's like this. Of course, you can get the results. So you can run the Dart script in locally with compiled executable file. So let's get back to the presentation. So we learn how to run the Dart script in locally or in Docker file. Then we can make a request to it. So we need to learn how to deploy the HTTP function on Cloud Run. So in order to deploy the functions on Cloud Run, you can use just zcloud CLI. This is provided by Google platform, and it's really easy to use. So you need to run just zcloud run deploy command with some options. First option is function name, and others are like this. Source means place to Docker file, because it is all the information for deployment is written in Docker file. Then you need to specify platform managed for Cloud Run, and if you want to allow unauthenticated access, you can write like this. Then you can, of course, after deployment, you can call the function by requesting it by HTTP, and you can get the results from the real server. But be careful of unauthenticated function. So after deployment, you can see the function on actually alive in GCP console. You can see on the picture. So deploy function on Cloud Run. Then this time, actually, I already created a make file to organize deployment script. So we would run deploy function command. It includes, as I said, gcloud run deploy command with some options, with more options actually, but don't worry. So just run it. Deploy unauthenticated function. And it takes some time. So if we have time, maybe we can wait. I don't know. It takes 1 or 2 minutes. But it already deployed before by me, before presentation. So let me make a request to it. So we can call, of course, curl command, but I prepared a HTTP file, so send request. Okay, you can get the results from the real server. They are written in Dart. Amazing. So we learned about Cloud Run and functions framework, how to run the functions in Dart, and how to deploy it on Cloud Run. So the next step, learn about Dart Firebase admin package. Dart Firebase admin package is developed by Invertis organization. Maybe some of you know well. And actually, Remy-san is the main contributor. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Then, yeah, let me explain how to use it. It's very simple. You need to give some credentials like a project ID, private key, client email, and you can get features from admin SDK like Cloud Firestore, Firebase OS, and Firebase messaging. It's so simple. And let me show you the example to send cloud messaging. So you need to define instantiate messaging instance with admin app with the credential. Then you can just send the cloud messaging to specified token with specified title and the body. So let me show you the demo again. So I prepared a script to send the test notifications. Yes, test notification file. This is exactly the same as I showed you on the presentation. So here's a definition of title, body, and messaging instance, and token from arguments of CLI, and you can send a message. Then I prepare the trigger configuration in Launch.json as well. So let me run it. This is my mobile app token, Firebase token. So let me run it. So press the debug notification test. So you will see the notification from the top on my iPhone. Let me see. It came. So it's easy to write a push notification feature also in Dart. So we learned how to use Dart Firebase admin package really briefly though. So let's learn about cloud events and event arc. Maybe many of you are not really familiar with them, but it's a really important part in this architecture. So let's see step by step. Event arc is this. This is just a citation from GCP offshore documentation again, but important things are written in bold. So event arc enables us to handle events occurred in GCP services. Then they can connect different microservices by transferring events. So it handles events between different microservices inside GCP. So this is how we can transfer the event from Cloud Firestore to Cloud Run. So this is used by like this. And also let me explain cloud events. This is not something like something really related to GCP, but it's just a common specification about events. But cloud events is a specification for describing event data in a common way. So cloud events are used for cloud events is not really directly related to GCP, but event arc use this specification to transfer events from maybe Cloud Firestore to Cloud Run. So we learned really briefly the event arc and cloud events. So let's see how to write Firestore trigger function. So in order to write a Cloud Firestore trigger function, you can use Dart functions framework again. You can use @cloud function annotation here, HTTP function before, but this time cloud function annotation. Then you can write a function like this with annotation, define the function name. You can just use limited letters in function name though. Define parameters, cloud event, and request context in function parameter. Then you can return response. Of course, you can write any logic or processing inside this here. So this just responses hello FlutterNinjas again. Then how to deploy the Cloud Firestore triggered function is written in Docker file. Almost everything is same from here to here, to here, but only the difference is here, signature target. At the time, for HTTP function, we specify HTTP, but for this time, this function wants to be triggered by cloud event, so you need to specify signature type with a cloud event. This is only the difference. So then in order for the function to be triggered, you need to also deploy event arc trigger to GCP, not only function itself. So you need to make a trigger on GCP. So in order to deploy event arc trigger, you can use this gcloud CLI again. Then it's very simple. You need to use gcloud event arc triggers create command. It's a bit long, but so then you need to specify some options, a lot of options this time. So trigger name and destination function name. It means function name on Cloud Run, destination function. And event type. This is strictly defined in specification, but if you want to trigger Cloud Firestore event creation, you need to say Google Cloud Firestore document v1 created, like this. And else, this part, filter path pattern, you need to specify which collection and document wants to be triggered on creation. So this time, for example, events collection and any document in the collection, event ID. So this is how you can deploy event arc trigger on GCP. So when you complete, when you're done, this is result on GCP console about event arc. You can see the results. Then you can see the same configuration when we saw on the previous slide. Event provider is Cloud Firestore, and event type is document creation, and destination is Cloud Run, and the function name, and filters. So which document creation is triggered by this event. So let's deploy event arc trigger as demo. So for this again, I also already created a makefile script. Let me check this one. Deploy trigger. So actually the same as we saw on the slide, but we need to run gcloud event arc trigger target create command and with options. Then actually this trigger is already deployed on GCP, so we need to delete beforehand. So let me delete. For deletion, I created a delete trigger command like this. So let me do that first. Sorry. Make delete trigger. Oh, whoops. Sorry. We need to switch constants. Okay, let me do it again. Changes the constants like this. So now deleting. Maybe take a few seconds, not few seconds, but 30 seconds or 1 minute. Yeah, delete it. So we can, let me check. So we deleted the trigger. So when we create a document, we don't receive notification anymore because the trigger is deleted. So no notifications. Then create trigger again. Let me check the name. Deploy trigger. Okay, by this command. It takes also 1 or 2 minutes, so I will skip to checking the completion bar. So let's move back to the presentation. So this is how you delete event arc trigger and deploy event arc trigger. So we've learned how event arcs handles cloud events and how to receive the events from Firestore trigger function this time. So yeah, so we learned almost everything in the architecture because you know well about Cloud Firestore and Flutter mobile app. So we learned most of them, but actually this is a question: how to handle raw cloud events data? Because raw cloud events data is in application protobuf format. So this is byte data. As you see, we can understand anything from this. So you need to parse them, maybe to JSON. Then also we have a huge header in the cloud event request. So here is just a simplified cloud event metadata, but you need to extract like a trigger event type from this header field, CE type, and CE document means trigger document. So we need to parse this cloud events header metadata as well. So you need to do that. Then when it comes to cloud functions, we really know about Node.js Firebase function package, written in JS or TS. And this package is very useful. When you write just functions dot on create something, you can get a triggered document ID from context parameter, and also you can get the triggered document data from the snapshot parameter as well. This is very useful. Possible to write in Dart? So I try to make it possible in Dart. So this is Dart Firebase functions package written by me and published it really recently, but so still early in stages. But it tries to provide Node.js-like Firebase functions capability in Dart. So you can write function like this with on-document credit annotation with pass pattern. You can write almost the same way as the Node.js one. Very same, right? So you can get the params as record, and you can get the triggered document ID here, and triggered document data from snapshot in the parameter. Of course, on update, same. For on update, you can get the before and after of triggered document. Delete, same thing. On write, same thing. And of course, you can parse the nested collection document pattern as well. So you can get foo ID, bar ID, both of them from params. So we are finally able to write Firestore triggered functions in Dart. So by using this Firebase functions Dart package, and you can get generated code by running build runner. Maybe in the future we can use macro, and deployment way is completely the same with the completely same Docker file. So let's see final demo, but we run out of time, but let me show you a little. So server functions, it's like this. You need to initialize admin app once. This is a hello function. And this is document creation triggered function. You need to just write params, snapshots, and you can do anything inside function you want to do. So this is sending a message from dashboard in this mobile application. This is a sample. So in summary, time is up. So you can just compile Dart scripts to executable, then run the functions with these packages, and also my package to write Firestore trigger function. So did you fully explore possibility full stack Dart? Enjoy? Thank you.
Thank you, Kosuke. Thank you, Kosuke, for a wonderful session. So it's time to have some questions. If you have some questions, please raise your hands, and the staff member will bring you to a microphone. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, thank you.
I have a question. Can you also do a callable, not just HTTP function?
Actually, callable, not yet, but you can just write the HTTP function in Dart, but not callable from a client SDK.
So you can't use the SDK
Not
from
yet.
Flutter, right? Okay, that's it. Also, another question is it worth the trouble?
Sorry?
Is it worth it, the trouble, rather than using Node.js and TypeScript?
Actually, no, but we love Flutter and Dart, so.
That's true.
And if we can use Dart, we can we use the same code in client side and server side, especially for data class or something. You will get the good points from them. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Nice work.
Thank you.
Did you get the sticker?
Other questions?
Hi. At first, thanks for the great talk.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you for contributing to the community.
Thank you.
I have a question. When I'm using your package with the triggers, is it possible to use shared models?
To use what? Sorry.
Shared models.
Shared
so
models,
when I have
okay.
a mono repository, and I have maybe a Dart package where I have my models, which I'm using in the app, and I want to use it also on the server. Can I use it? Is it possible that your function gets the to and from JSONs?
I think it's possible.
Okay.
So in Dart, it is easy to like
to link it.
extract a mono repository. So maybe you can put a models repository apart from app and server, and you can define it in common.
Because the models will not be available, I think, when I'm building the Docker container.
Docker container?
Yeah, I think when I build the Docker container, the models are outside of the context of the package. Is it? Okay.
So you can just copy source codes and specify the entry point. That's all.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Hi, thank you for the speech.
Thank
It
you.
was quite informative. I love GCP, but to be honest, I don't know how I feel about Firestore.
Do you like Firestore?
Yeah, in the past project I've worked on, I tried to do everything in Firebase because it's quite convenient as a mobile developer. But to manage the consistency in the in a database, you kind of have to like write the the code to filter, and also you need to write some Google's code for the validation, and I found it's a bit annoying, so I end up just setting up normal server. Do you think it's do you think you can use this in any type of project?
So you mean Cloud Firestore is useful, but it's not always helpful to complicating project, right? Then
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to like no SQL and SQL controversion, we have a new feature for Firebase. It can connect Cloud SQL from Cloud Firestore very recently, but so if we contribute the package, maybe we can do it in the future.
Yes, that's also I wanted to ask. Yeah, recently they released the function where you can connect to the Cloud SQL, PostgreSQL, I guess, which I feel much safer. So what do you think about it? Would you like to switch it to the RDS?
It's just, I think, preference. For my small project, Cloud Firestore is better because it's very quick. But
Right.
actually, for my work, we use like RDB in AWS. We don't use Cloud Firestore anymore. So it depends on the project or what experience do you want to get it from.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So the last question.
Hi, thank you for your talk. Really interested in server-side Dart. So I was wondering, like, there are a couple of other frameworks as well, like ServerPod and Dart Frog. So what do you think about that, like, versus like using something like this?
Yes. Actually, I've not really tried Dart Frog or ServerPod really deeply, but it's really similar. So it's similar idea because I think ServerPod is also running container maybe.
Yes,
so
yes.
Same thing.
Yeah. So that's why I was wondering, because I think in the recent full stack Flutter conference, they were talking about how they have their own Docker package. Everything is very easy to deploy and all. So I was thinking, like, maybe if we all wanted like server-side Dart, maybe we could use like ServerPod, like very simplify certain steps.
Maybe
so
you
like,
can create a compiled executable from maybe ServerPod and deploy it on Cloud Run. You can connect Firestore as well in the same way.
Thank you.
Okay, one more question. Okay, the last question.
Actually, I want to store the images.
Images
Yeah, like how to do.
of architecture?
Yeah, I mean store the images in the cloud, Firebase. Store the images.
Store images? You
Yeah.
mean Firebase storage?
Yeah, Firebase
Okay.
storage. So what do you think about that?
It's not yet implemented in the .firebase functions package, but we can create, I think, if we understand API. Maybe using .firebase admin by Remy. I think it's possible in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Also PubSub or something else.
Okay, everything done. Okay, so thank you for insightful session and Q&A. Let's hear it for Kosuke. So we will now have a 15 minutes break. After 15 minutes break, during this break, you can visit Ask the Speaker at the park corner. So if you have some question to Kosuke, move it to the park area. And the next session will start from 11:22. Okay. Next session is monitoring user experience of Flutter apps with SLISLO from Takuma Osada. Thank you. Take a break.